Hello, hello, hello. Excuse me, y'all. I'm doing my hair tonight, so I get it braided tomorrow. Sometime tomorrow. Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I come on live just to get a question answered because a lot of people, we need to talk about this. And I know sometimes it's like, what? Like, no, Angel, no. But this is something we need to talk about, okay? And it's about good evening, sister. How you doing, sis? So let's talk about this. I was inboxed a question because I had just logged in and I saw the email and the message. So hold on, y'all. Whew. Before I miss my head, I got some rinse in my hair. All right, so now I can stand in this talk. Okay, so the question was, when you were younger and even now, do you prefer a man as a thug or do I prefer a real man? Okay, when I was younger, I never liked a man that was a thug, a man that was in the street. I never was a woman that like, ma'am, mom on the phone. Can you write it down? Exactly. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. She always calls me as soon as I get on the phone. Y'all, hold on. Hold on. Ma'am. Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Single person is 106.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want to secure it?
What she needs for the security? The card and stuff right now?
Yeah.
I'm on the live. I'll call her back.
You call her back?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm back, y'all. Y'all light the screen for me now, y'all, so people can hear. All right, so let me put it back on here. Okay. So I can say it. All right, so we can talk about it. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Get my thoughts together. I'm drinking my little tea. My tea came out pretty good, y'all. Get my little delicious vegetables. All right. Okay. Look, Lady Sugar, I was supposed to call you. I think was in August. And I called you and left a message. That was me. But I forgot. So please forgive me, okay? And whenever you get a chance, we can chit chat. Honestly, I forgot, but I'm gonna share your information. I gotta send your information to my email, and then we can go from there. Okay? All right. So when I was younger, I never preferred a thug. I didn't want a gangster. I didn't want the most populous boy. Y'all, it's really funny. Okay? It was a celebrity rapper one time that I met through social media in the older days when it was going through the texting and stuff like that, and you just randomly meet somebody. I had met an actual entertainer, and he didn't like necessarily lie to me, but he didn't tell me what he did for a living. But he actually had a regular job before he was a professional rapper. Okay, I'm not gonna reveal his name, but anyway, we had ended up meeting and talking, and I had liked them. But they were into fancy cars and all that type of stuff. So when he came and picked me up from the airport. We had met and stuff like that, and we just kind of went out, whatever. He made sure he bought my room separate. Me and one of my sisters, we was together. We was all together. We always rolled together, and we had met them. He had took me to a concert, and that's when I realized who he was. And I was looking like, but he was like starting out. So I was looking at him like, like, I don't like this. Because at the same time, not because I was insecure, I just know what goes on behind the scenes of entertainers. Not saying that every entertainer is bad. Not saying that every entertainer, but these women that I have seen, when I'm in clubs or went to concerts back in my day, they would be so thirsty for these men, and some of these men would end up sleeping with some of these ladies and try to get pregnant, this, that, and the third. I haven't seen it with the older folks of my family. When I heard even other people, friends and stuff, they talking about it, and you overhear a conversation, and they're basically saying, "Oh, I was with that entertainer girl, and da 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 da, done had babies. Like, what's the man name? Last name Taylor, that had all them babies by all them women." Oh, I'm breaking up a little. Let me see. Podcast network resume live. What about now? Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me now? Okay, I'm good. Okay. So anyway, Johnny Taylor, thank you. James Brown. And actually, James Brown is kid to my dad's side of the family. But it's a lot of different. They will sleep with the men and be having a ball. So think about that. You know what I mean? So what was going on back then was going on now. So they was really doing a lot. You know, you got Johnny Taylor, James Brown. What's the man named Ike Turner? You got so many older school singers that used to sing powerfully. Like, think about the Isaac Brothers, the Temptations. You know, the male singers, you know, and the female singers. Don't leave them out, because they're all of them was getting their groove on. I ain't gonna say everybody. I ain't gonna say all, but majority of them. Look, Rolling Stones. Majority of them was laying eggs and making history. Okay, so with that being said, you gotta have to have strong skin to be able to deal with that, because infidelity is possible with the entertainer. Infidelity is possible anywhere, but that right there for me was a little bit too much. It was too much. Okay, so that was a no for me. I wasn't interested. He begged, he liked it me, da da da. I liked it him, but I just couldn't get through that. Nah, I'm good. I passed. So that's how that went. But far as me wanting a thug when I was younger, or one of the guys that was popular, you know, everybody know him, blah blah blah, that wasn't something that I preferred. So I wanted to get on here to share that with everybody. Like, I never was a person that wanted a thug. He had to be a drug dealer. He had to be riding on 32s. He had to be riding on 40s. I'm okay. I'm okay. Go back in my day, it was 20s. Riding on dubs. That's what they call it, dubs. And it was 20s. 20s was very popular back then. And then when 20s came, there was 22s. Then it was 30s. And all that. But I never was into those rims. I never had rims on my car. Any vehicle that I bought, when I had my SUV was very clean, neat looking, silver and black. You know, my car either black or whatever. Yeah. Nah, I wasn't into the thugs. I wasn't into the thugs. They would be into me. They would watch me because I was different. And I wasn't bouncing from penis to penis when I was younger either. So, oh, in 2005, okay. Yeah, I wasn't into it. I wasn't into it. They can have all that. I wasn't into it at all. They were like, Angie, you just being bougie, y'all. Yeah, I ain't never like it. And you just had, it's just having a thug. I have seen girls got beat up. I have seen girls was talked about like a dog. Hey sis, how you doing? I done seen girls cussed out, you know, beat down, talked about, made with little self-esteem. They had multiple women on top of them, cheating on them in front of everybody, bringing them diseases. And I'm like, and that's cool? If a man bring you a disease home, that's a problem. That's a problem. I never was that female that wanted a thug. I never was that female that wanted a man. I had to have a man that was a drug dealer because you want this fast money. Baby, that fast money come to an end. If he ain't smart enough to make a decision and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to have to cut this short, he going to be cut short. I never was that type of female that wanted a thug. So I want to answer that young lady that asked me, and it was a guy too. He said, would you prefer a man, a real man, or a thug? If he's a real man, I prefer the real man. I prefer the man that has something going on for himself. You ain't had to be the richest man in the world, but loyalty go a long way. I would like loyalty and honesty. I would want you to have respect for me. So when you step out, you respect me, and I can respect you. We at all times. But you got a lot of people that do not respect anybody. What's up, brother?
What's up, sis? What's going on with you?
Look, not much. I was just answering a question. I said, let me get on here and just ask a quick question. I ain't staying on here long. But
Uh,
they was just asking me, it was like, when you were younger, did you prefer a thug or did you prefer a real solid guy?
uh,
And I told them I prefer a solid guy.
I
I
just
never
got
preferred a thug. I never.
I just got through talking to some people about God, but I'm gonna do a message on Saturday at 7 o'clock. I'm not sure if I'm gonna
Which
do it in
Saturday?
my life. Huh?
Which Saturday?
This Saturday coming up. I'm gonna
I have
try.
something at 8 o'clock that I'll be joining on somebody else's live at 8.
Well, I may do a 2 part. I may do it twice, and I may record it and screenshot it and send it to you. But
Okay.
I'm working on it. I may do it twice. I don't think I have anything on my schedule this Saturday at all. I hope not, but
Okay.
we'll see how it go. I may do a 2 part.
Okay. Well, let me
Yeah.
know. Yeah, because she asked me, it was on the 10th at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. I'll be on TikTok with someone. It's
Mhm.
another woman of God. They meet there with some people. They're going to be
Mhm.
on.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I may do it. I may do it twice. I may do it earlier in the day and then do it again. I promised one of my friends that I would come on her live and do it, but however God leads
Okay.
me, that's however I'm gonna do it.
Well, I'll be
Yeah.
praying for you and cover you while you're doing it.
Okay. All right. You have a blessed
Hmm.
night. Love you.
You too. Love you too, brother. So yeah, y'all. But yeah, I end up with guys that, let me see, that were more. Let me see. Let me go down the line. Go from the first to the last. Let me see. Hold on. I'm thinking, y'all. I'm thinking. Okay, I end up with it'll be a guy that, let me see. My first guy, he had a job. He had a good job. Um, he never really. That was my first. He never really talked about, how can I say it? He as I'm looking at him now, he never really talked about having a future. Like he talked about a future, but not really a future. He kind of was like, you know how a man's supposed to lead, and the woman is supposed to be your helpmate, and you give her something, or you help her with something. I mean, he help you with something, or y'all growing something together. It was never like that. I knew he loved me. I knew he cared for me. But it was nothing like, well, baby, look, we should do some X, Y, and Z. You know, it was none of that. It was more like I was making the moves of it and saying like, look, we should want something in life. Let's try to do something different. You know, blah 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 blah. But he just was, when he started drinking like that, it kind of turned me off. He was drinking a lot, so it kind of turned me off, and I didn't want him anymore. You know what I mean? So when I was basically talking to him about it, like, look, I want something better in life than to just be, you know, getting drunk every weekend, go partying every weekend, and then we coming back home and we broke this weekend. We got to wait till we get paid. I don't. It's got to be something better than life than this. You know what I mean? Let's like a plan. So that's how I was talking to him. Like, let's get a plan together. You know, try to get us a place. Try to get us, you know, something better. Get a better vehicle and stuff like that. Let's try to build to have a house, have our own stuff like that. So that's how I was talking to him. But he was talking like, well, baby, you know what I mean? We can save the money and do that, da da da. But it was never like he initiated the conversation. I was always initiating the plan to do something better or to be better or something like that. Thank you so much, sis, for the rose there. Thank you so much. And so it's just like having that man to be that man in the home, you know, to be that man that you want to grow old with. Somebody that you can trust, somebody that y'all can share your faults and there's no judgment there. You know what I mean? Y'all can, you know, support each other. And even if you have a disagreement, you keep your business in your home. You know, a lot of these men now, well, I ain't gonna say men, you just got to call them boy men. You know, a lot of them are just, they don't even know what they want. Just like I was telling you about, it was a guy, he was like 51, he was trying to talk to me. And the whole time, I'm saying to him, I'm like, okay. I said, so you reached out to me. I asked him a question, and it must have threw him on guard because I thought it was a simple question. I said, what was the reason? Absolutely. I asked him a question. I said, why? I said, why did you reach out to me? And not trying to say I was trying to pick his brain. I just want to know, like, if you saw me as a woman, you thought I was attractive. This is me. I'm just gonna say it like this, okay? I looked at myself. She's an attractive woman. Okay. I want to talk to her. It's something about that woman I see on the phone that I like. I don't know her from up, I can't see her. But it's something about this woman. It could have been, he could have said, okay, you are beautiful to me. I love how you carried yourself on the lives. I like what I saw. Da 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 da. He was like, he didn't say nothing. So I'm like, so do I got a sign on my face that say, come get some butt when you want to? I'm trying to figure out why is you reaching out to me? Because, and so then later on in the conversation, all he talked about was, you want me to get inside of you? Say what? So all you looking for is a one night? That's what I asked him. I said, all you looking for is a one night? Have a good day. Have a wonderful day. There's no need to talk to me no more. Have a wonderful day. No, I want something. I said, well, if you saying you telling me you want something, and in your conversation you can't tell me why you reached out to me, you're 51. You can't even have a legitimate conversation. You can't tell me the reason why you chose me as that woman. You can't share that with me. Y'all, I was like, oh, here we go again. Here we go. Then it was like, well, you know, then I had this one guy on my Facebook. You need to be married. I said, so where I supposed to get the man at? Where I supposed to get him? Where do I supposed to pick the man up at? The back alley or something? In the woods? Where I need to get him at? Since you tell him I need to be married, where he at? Not qualified at all, boo. Not qualified. And I just basically let him know, I said, you know, you 51. You never been married, but you got all these kids. You got all this baggage. All you got to offer me is penis. You can miss me on that, bro. Because I'm not dick dumb or dick hungry. I ain't dick dumb and I ain't dick hungry. You need to go back a little to them younger ones that's dick dumb and dick hungry. Because I'm not. You get to a point in your life where it ain't even about the sex. I ain't saying that I don't want the sex when I'm qualified to get it. But at the end of the day, That ain't what all I'm looking for. You know, you have a lot of people like, oh, I just want stability, this, that, and the third. Okay. Every woman wants to feel safe. Every woman wants to feel stability. And then I saw a video the other day. The man was like, I want me a traditional woman. But yet, you was the same guy that said you wanted a woman that go 50-50. Which one is it? And it's like, in a relationship, it's not 50-50. It's 100 and 100. You're supposed to give your 100%. I mean, it takes 100% to make the relationship work. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know. And they be wondering why I be running for my life. I'm running for my life because I ain't got time for the foolishness. That's just being real. You know what I mean? Anybody got time for that? It's 100 in relationships nowadays. People just be want to play. And then you got one dude, he just advertising, y'all. He just swinging his penis on the thing. I'm saying to myself, so you just advertising dingling tonight, huh? I said to myself, I had to unlike him. Because I thought what he was posting was funny. It was funny videos, but, you advertising penis. I mean, boo. No. Be for real now. Be for real. That's not what we're supposed to do. Exactly, sis. That's why you're saying. And then, I had a conversation with the guys, and they was like, some women be so bitter and exactly. And I mean, they don't even, it's a lot, and I'm not beating up on the men, because there's some good men out there, but we talking about the boys at this moment. You got a lot of boys that can't even take you out on a date. I mean, you can't even, can we go on a date and have a solid conversation? Can you be consistent with your communication? I mean, communication don't take much nowadays. People texting all day, every day. I'm a little old school. No shade at all. I like it better with the dark eyebrows. You like it better with... Oh, I'm home, baby. I ain't got my eyebrows on right now. It'll be darker, but I'm home chilling. It done wiped off now, so it is what it is. Oh, without hope, I'm having a great day. Can't complain. But yeah, but I'm just like, y'all, it's just, it's sad to me because it's some beautiful people that are single and don't, and desire to have somebody. Oh, you 52? Look, still beautiful. But desire to have somebody in their life. And it's just like, it's a shortage. And it was one guy that made a video about the men, like about some boys and stuff like that. Like the older heads not teaching them how to change a tire. They not teaching them how to be real men. They not teaching them. Look, not at all. Look, young as I don't know what. Bless. But yeah, it's sad, y'all. It's sad. And I pray for the younger girls because, man, it's sad out here, man. It's sad. It's sad. And, you got to be, and you got to still hold your head up high and be hopeful for a blessed person to come along. That's solid. That's real. And I see why some ones that are young getting them older men, because them older men know how to treat you. And what I mean by old, I'm talking about granddaddy old. Them granddad is winning. It ain't all about the money now. It ain't all about the money. Some people think it's the money. It's not all about the money. One time I had sat down and talked to an old school cat. He was like 59, 59, going on 60. But he's a little bit above my bracket because I ain't number 35. He's a little bit above my bracket. But the conversation that we had was like, I like that. Wasn't disrespectful. Wasn't rude. I'm sitting there by myself having dinner, sitting by the water relaxing. He asked me, he said, could I join you? I said, sure. We sat down and had a wonderful conversation. And that man gave me some real knowledge. And he looked me in my face and he said, let me tell you something. I sat here and sat with you for an hour. And he said, what I like about you is you presented yourself like a lady supposed to present themselves. He said, you spoke like a lady, very intelligent. He said, you are beautiful. He said, these younger men are intimidated because you have a lot to offer. He said, don't settle for garbage. And he said, by the way, I'm going to leave now. But he said, enjoy your rest of your meal. Because I had ordered me some dessert or something like that. I said, thank you. So when I asked the lady for my ticket, she said, oh, your meal is paid. I said, you said what? She said, your meal is paid. And she said, I got your to-go order made. Is there anything else you wanted? Yo, I'm looking like, okay. I mean, he left. When he got in I saw him when he got in his car. He had a Jaguar, real neat, whatever. I remember the little, I don't know if it's a cat or a dog, I don't know, but I remember the cat or something that say Jag. I remember seeing that. Now look, I said, that was a clean car he was riding in. That was nice. Wasn't disrespectful. Wasn't, he said, we was just talking this random conversation, y'all, and he was saying, he was like, he said, why do you think you're single? I said, honestly, sometimes I might be a little bit too blunt with people, I guess. I don't sugarcoat stuff, but I know how to be a lady when it's time to be a lady, but I'm not going to sit here and let you play me either. I ain't going to sit here and be naive and playing dumb. Like, I'm not about to do that with you. And he said, I got you. But I told him, I said, I done been through too much in my life where I don't have the energy to be giving somebody that's playing games. You know what I mean? Yeah, I desire to have somebody. I desire to have children and all that. But good evening, sis. How you doing? But I'm just like, you get tired of playing games. It's like, I'm not saying as soon as you meet me, oh, we get married tomorrow. It ain't like that. But your intention should be, look, I'm a man. I love the Lord. I'm not perfect by no means, but this is what I got. This is what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? My business or whatever like that. Have something going for yourself. God bless you, sister. How you doing? But have something going for yourself. But it's more like, as soon as you get the conversation with somebody, the first thing on their mind is to get in the bedroom with you. You don't know me yet. And you want to sleep with me? I could have had full-blown AIDS. And I give you some and do all the freaky stuff you want to get, and then you damaged. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, it ain't just sex. Stimulate my mind. Let's have an adult conversation. What do you plan on being in 5 years? What you planning on doing? What's some places that you ain't never been? You got a passport? You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about things that's going to be beneficial. Like, let's talk about stuff that's good. You know what I mean? It's this, it got to be beyond just in the bedroom. I understand men are they see the physical part. Exactly, sis. Exactly. People don't want covenant, they want convenience. That is so true. That's the truth. And it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then you have some men that make a comment on women. Oh, you 35 years old and you ain't got no kids. Oh yeah, something wrong with you. Why got to be something wrong with that woman because she don't have no kids? Why something got to be wrong? That's true. That's true. You got some good men out here that don't have no kids. You know, they wasn't trying to plant their seed here and plant their seed there. They was protecting themselves as well. You got some good men out here too now. It's just that they must be somewhere, far away. I don't know. I don't know any in the South Carolina. I tell you that. I done been to South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. I don't know where they at. They might be in Taiwan or something. It must be somewhere over there, around the corner somewhere. Because it sure ain't near these set of the blocks. You feel me? It just ain't. But, I tell people and I tell young ladies that I meet, like young teenage girls that I talk to, and a lot of them are attracted to guys that are thugs. I never was attracted to a guy that was flashy with no rims, that be cussing every 10 minutes, or every female is a B. I never was that type of female. I just wasn't. I was never attracted to a thug at all. At all. Never was. And I wasn't that type of female that liked to flash. I just wasn't that. If I like it, I wore it. If I wanted it, I got it. It wasn't like I'm just different. Yeah. But they would say it. They would say it now. They would definitely say it. But I do want to do something for the singles where different singles from all over can come and enjoy themselves. Like a big time singles convention. Something where the singles can come and fellowship. Thank you, sis. Thank you, sis. And I tell people I ain't like everybody. Like I ain't never did no sewing weave, y'all. All I had was wigs. Because see, my mother was a beautician. My mother was a beautician for 53, 44, no, 55 something years. She just finally retired. Like stopped doing hair completely. And it might have been 57 years. I'm sorry, y'all. 57 years my mother been doing hair. And she finally retired. Now remind you, my mother is 79. She'll be 80 next year. And she just stopped. So when you think about that, my hair was always done. I used to just have this, when I started out, it was just a little press and curl, just a little twist, little braids or whatever. Then it switched to where my mother would press my hair out because my hair got longer. Then once I got in I think middle school, she gave me a perm, and my hair kind of took with the perm, and I would wear wraps. I was wrapping it all day. Y'all remember the little curls at the top, and you wrap all day, stuff like that. That's the styles I used to wear. But I never was attracted to a thug. I don't care for me. I don't like men got their pants sagging. I don't like you trying to advertise your penis to me. I can care less. You know what's sexy to me? To see a man in a suit. That's real sexy to me. And he confident when he walking. I ain't gonna lie. I be got my glasses on like, that boy got a strut on him now. And don't be, say if you got on some jeans and you looking good. He can have some neat jeans on, a nice little button-up shirt. It was, matter of fact, it was one guy, one time I was in Florida. That man was fine. That man was fine. You hear me? I had my shades on. I tilted. I said, that thing fine right there. I just like how he walking right now. He was confident, polite, and everything, y'all. I'm going to tell you something. Smelling good, now that right there gets you. If he got on some good, don't walk past me. Don't. I'll be like, that's me. A man smelling good, y'all. You be like, That'll stop making a woman having a whole conversation. Da, 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 da. You smell nice. And I ain't got no problem with telling him, you look nice. You look real nice today. Sus. Y'all, that man was smelling good, looking good, fine. I said, ooh. I said, look at that right there. It was one man that was working in construction. Fine. I ain't talking about just the looks. He was dirty, but he was neat and respectable. I had to walk across the street and it was doing construction. That man stopped that traffic for me to let me get across that street safely. Y'all, look here. He said, are you okay? I said, yes, I'm fine. Thank you. He said, you're welcome, Queen. I said, thank you, King. And I strutted on to the office. I had to go to a meeting. But I looked back at him like, yeah, look at that. Don't look. Look, that's some single women problems. I'm telling you. Hey, how you doing? You work construction. I ain't got no problem with the construction. You got a job and you're working, baby. I can work with that. Look here. I can work with that. Praise the Lord, sugar. How you doing? Look, I was switching. You hear me? I was strutting my stuff, honey. He probably had to take a little, you know how we do. We can get him now. Us women can be seductive, man. Y'all know how we do. We like them. Hey, it's flirtation. God give that to us. You know what I mean? I'm good, sugar. I can't complain. Look, I'm doing my hair. I'm about to wash this, rinse out, and blow dry it out. So my naps won't act crazy tonight. My cousin gonna braid my hair so I can look a little cute the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying? Look a little rough this weekend. Y'all, I was looking rough this week. Exactly, Dale. That's the truth. A woman loves a working man. What the Bible say? A man that don't work, don't eat. A man that don't work, don't eat. That means you're going to be starving if you ain't working. Let me stop being bad. But seriously though, every woman want a man that work. I don't care if you're a business owner, you flipping burgers, whatever you doing, construction, whatever you doing, you're working. And you consistent on your job. And you be able to come home and be like, and I tell women that have, significant others, I say, look, y'all, check on your men. Ask them how their day was. Bring him some lunch to work. Be sweet sometimes. Do something different. You know what I'm saying? Do something different. Do something different. Don't be so typical. Show the man that, look, I'm a real woman out here. I ain't playing with you. But it was a guy that I know he was my husband though, but he died. But he was the sweetest guy. When I mean the sweetest, gentlest, just a real man. He reminded me of my daddy. He was just a real man. I didn't have to worry about anything. He was there. He was spontaneous. And at the time, now this is when I was, I told him, I ain't giving you nothing. I'll tell you that right now. I ain't giving you nothing. He said, Angel, when you've been talking for 5 months. He said, I ain't rushing you to give me no love. I ain't gonna say I don't want it though. That's what he told me. He's like, I ain't gonna say I don't want it. I was like, whatever. Roll my eyes at him like this. He was like, he said, I had to fix something at this hotel. I said, okay. He said, but they got some food here. He said, would you like something to eat from here or whatever? I said, what they got? He said, well, baby, just order it. He said, you can come to it and order it, and then we can just leave from there. I said, oh, okay, no problem, because we was going out of town, going somewhere. And I said, okay. He says about 30 minutes, 40 minutes away. I said, oh, that's fine. So I said, well, I'll be there at so-and-so time because I got to finish work, and I had the bags in the car, and I'll come down there. Not knowing that he had booked the hotel, and they had an upscale restaurant spot. Now, he had connections with the owner of that hotel. He was like a maintenance guy. He can fix anything, but he was an engineer. He can fix anything. But this particular hotel, it was his actual. They basically allow him to rent it out, the whole section, right? And you can look down on the city, and it was just beautiful. Okay, so when I came in there, the door was locked, right? So I was tapping on the door because you had to go to the top floor of the hotel and tapping on the door. And I was like, "There ain't nobody in." So when I got to walk, about to walk away, the door opened, and it was a guy that let me in the door. So when he let me in the door, he said, "Are you Queen Angel?" I said, "Queen Angel." I said, "Oh, yes," like that. So he let me in. He said, "Come on in, please." I'm like, "Now you know I got a knife on me and a blade. Don't play with me." That city stuff was coming at me. I said, "Hold on there. Like, don't do that. I don't know you like that. I was slice and dice you today." So I end up went in. I go inside the room and it was lit up, really light up. It was really beautiful. Then I just noticed one table set up with some wine on there, and I was like, okay. He said, "You can have a seat." He opened it, let me sit down, pull a chair for me. I sat down like a lady now. So I'm sitting there just looking, and he said, "What would you like to eat?" And I said, "What do you have?" He said, "Anything that you want." I'm like, "I don't know your menu." He said, "You love seafood, right?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You love shrimp?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You love crab legs or lobster?" Or I said, "Yes, I love that." He said, "You love scallops and mussels and stuff like that?" I said, "Yes." And he was like, "Okay, well, let me work you up something. You love mashed potatoes and da da da." I said, "Yes, yes, yes." Everything he was putting out there, I was like, "Yes, I like that. I like that. I like that." And he was like, "Will you prefer this wine or you want another wine?" I said, "Is it cold?" Or he said, "Yes, it's ice cold." He said, "It's red wine." It was a red wine. I was like, "Okay." "Is it sweet though?" He said, "Yes, it is very sweet." I said, "Okay, yes, you can pour me a glass." So he poured me a glass. So I was sitting there sipping on my wine. And he started playing Luther Vandross. It was like, "Only 'cause one night," something like that. And I was like, when the song started playing, I was sipping on my wine. I was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I melted like butter." He came out there in a suit. I mean, that man was dressed so clean. Y'all, I looked at him, but I was in a nice little, he told me to wear a little gown and we'll go to a spot after we leave here, but he really was trying to just get me down there dressed or whatever, so because he got that place, but he was working down there. So anyway, we went on to the thing. He come out, I look at him. It was like, "Only 'cause one night," Luther Vandross. I leaned back, look at him like that. And I said, "He is fine." Because he was always working. So sometimes I didn't get to see him clean, really clean, clean. Like he clean, clean, and we go out to eat, something like that. But he was cut up like in a tux. So I told him, I said, "I want to see you in a suit." He said, "You want to see me in a suit?" I said, "I said, I do." He's like, "Okay, I'll wear a suit for you one day." Like that. So when he came in the suit, I was like, I said, all right. I said, "You look nice." Gave me a kiss. I gave him a hug, whatever. I said, "You look really nice." He said, "Thank you." I said, "Okay." I said, "This is nice. Thank you." Like that. He said, "You're welcome." He said, "I just had to do a little surprise for you." I said, "Well, I appreciate it." So we ended up eating. They had brought me some. It was like lobster. Um, it was like lobster mashed potatoes. It was like scallops. I had some crab, real crab meat in there. I mean, y'all, it was so. I had asparagus. I had some. I mean, sauteed it. They had some shababs, and it was like shabab. It was so much stuff, so much stuff. And we was smacking that food down, eating, eating, eating. And he was like, "I would like to ask you to be my lady." And I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yes." I said, "Okay, I'm down with that." I said, "Did you get a room here?" He said, yes. I said, okay. I said, do they have cheesecake? He said, yes. I said, I would like a slice of cheesecake, please. He said, anything for you. Got the cheesecake. We danced to some music like all night, sip on some wine and stuff like that. So he bought 2 rooms. So when he got my room, I went in my room and he went in his room. And we probably went back in the room it was about 1 something by this time, about 1, 2 o'clock. So at first I stood up there and I was just looking at the lights. We just stood up there and we just looked at each other, we just talked. And after we finished drinking and stuff like that, he took me to my room. I gave him a kiss and then I went in my room. And he got my bags from downstairs and bring them upstairs and knock on the door and brought me my bags and stuff. Because I always have they call it a whole bag, but it was my actual bag that I would keep my little stuff in. Okay, they call it whole bags. That what it was called. Okay, but I had my bag that I had all my toothbrush and my shampoo or my soap and all that good stuff. My smell good. Everything was in that bag except for my clothes. So I had 2 bags. Okay. So he brought my bags up so I can freshen up and do what I want to do. And so I went on and washed and stuff like that. And I had my gown on. I was just sitting there just thinking about him the whole time. And I was like, I shouldn't be doing this, but I do want some. I'm not going to lie. I did. So I called him. I said, Eric, because he did now. But I said, Eric. He said, yes, baby. I said, are you going to bed? He said, I washed and everything, but I'm just thinking about you. And he said, I know I didn't want to force you to do anything or anything like that. I said, do you want something? And he said, if you want something, I want something. If you don't want something, I think I don't want something like that. I said, don't mess with me, okay? Because I ain't got time to play these games with you like that. I was messing with him. He said, Angel. He said, stop playing with me, okay? I said, I'm not playing with you. So he came to the door. It was a door. Our doors was like to each other like this. So he can open his and I can open mine. So I opened the door. And I said, I was like, I love you. He said, I told you that the first day I met you. I said, he was lying though, because you didn't like that. So anyway, long story short, we bounced from room to room. Okay? And I think we end up in his room at the end of everything. So, we were in a committed relationship from that point on. And then he got in a car accident and that was over with. So that kind of hurt me. But long story short, it was short-lived, but he taught me and showed me that it was some real good men out here that was raised, and we was around the same age. Thanks, sis. Thank you. We were around the same age, and he was a good guy. He was just an all-around good guy. He wasn't a thug. He wasn't a street dude. He just worked hard and paid his bills and didn't have a problem with nothing. Like I would never ask him for anything because that's not something I do. I'm not a beggar on somebody's stuff. But he was just, he knew I had to do something and he would just do it. He was like, Angel, stop. I got it. I'm like, will you quit it? He was like, so you telling me as you my woman, I can't do nothing for you? He said, but I'm going to do it though. We got to get tires for your car. We're going to get tires for your car. We got to get the oil change. We're going to get the oil change. He's like, I don't want to hear what you got to say. And I wouldn't say nothing. I'm spicy now. But I was like, oh, thank you. Whatever. Like that. So when he's a good cook, but he just didn't make time to cook. So I would go down there when I got off, or either, let me see, like on usually a Tuesday, because my classes was like a Tuesday, Thursday at Midlands Tech. So I would go down there and I would make him a meal that lasts him for a few days. So I would saute him some chicken or give him some pork chops or hit him up with a roast beef, and I would saute that food so he can have something to eat throughout the week. But y'all, it was like when he got in that accident and I got that call, at first I felt like something was wrong all that day. And I'm constantly looking at my phone. I said, oh, he didn't text me and say nothing. I would text him. I'm like, baby, are you okay? You know, whatever. Let him know I love him, blah, blah, blah. And something was like, call him. So I called. And the phone started ringing and going to voicemail. I'm like, that ain't him. At least he would say, baby, I'm at a meeting. Or, baby, I'm doing something right now. I can't really talk to you right now. Give me about an hour to get this straight or whatever. He'll, let me know something. And it was nothing. So I was like, okay. So I called his mom. And his mom was just crying. Crying. And I knew then, I said, something wrong. And she couldn't say it. And I was like, okay, well, let me come down there. So I drove down there. And when his mama saw me, she just kind of fell in my arms. And as I was holding her, I was trying to process in my head, is he just injured or is he dead? And everybody was like crying and moping and stuff like that. And I was kind of numb until I got to the hospital. And I really felt like he was holding on until I got there. And I prayed and I said, God, I know that you're able to change anything. I know that you're able to do anything in all things. But I said, God, if you can spare him, please. But if it's not in your will, I just want your will to be done, God. But I do not want him to suffer like that. I don't want him to suffer like that. You know what I mean? So anyway, he ended up passing away. And I remember getting one squeeze in his hand. And I prayed for him. And I prayed for him. And I had to accept the fact that he was not there anymore, It hurt me. It really did. He was a really good man. But, life, it happens to the best of us, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, he was a good man. He was a good man. But he just taught me, that it's some really good men out here that is taught right and that are responsible enough to be real men, you know what I mean, instead of being boys out here playing with people's heart. Yeah. But y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. But sometimes I think about it, it just hit me in the heart like, pop, but he was a good man. But every now and then I, checking in on his mom and his mother. She told me, she said, baby girl, I love you to the moon. I love you to the moon. But yeah, every now and then. And I tell people you're gonna cry sometimes when a loved member, a family member pass, or it's okay to cry. It's just don't dwell in it so long where it can just make you feel, But it just hit me. I'm sorry. But you have your moments. So, but I tell anybody, husbands, wives, love your wives, love your husbands, cherish the people that's in your life, because you're gonna get You don't get that. And once they're gone, they're gone. You don't get that back. You know what I mean? So cherish the people in your life. Cherish the people in your life. So, yeah. So I tell you, it ain't easy sometimes. You know, sometimes you think about it. I even think about my dad. I'm like, dang, I miss that old man. Much as he got on my nerves, boy, but I miss him. You know, but I know he's here. So, but yeah, but any ladies or any men, you know, don't settle for nobody that, you know, you want them to be God fearing. You know, you want to be able to have somebody that love God just as much as you, and basically know what you're getting. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people play, and like when you done been through a lot in your life, people don't understand the things that you have been through in life. You know. And it's more like, look, I don't have time to play games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, he was a good man. He was a good man. Eric was a good man. I wouldn't trade him if I could. And it's more like you don't want to compare nobody to him. You don't want to do that because you know that's you still holding on to. But it's just more like, dog, if you play, excuse me, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. But it's like put this in the trash can. But if it's like you can't, yeah, you can't, and it's like the consistency out there. And I counsel men too, and I let them know, like, if be open with your woman. Sometimes if she's just venting, just listen. Don't input nothing, just listen. And just pick out what she's talking about. Because women, we do talk in circles. You know what I mean? When we upset, we're venting. This is a whole vent. And then you get to the point. Allow her to vent. But get down to that. Pay attention and listen for the points. And that's when I tell them. And they was like, you know what? You were on point with that. Because I'm trying to understand what she mad about. But she's really venting. So, and even with the ladies, I tell them, like, ask your man how he's doing. It may be something on his job that's really stressing him out and he's not saying nothing. Ask him how he's doing. Like, baby, take a break. Go get your toes done together. Go do something, relaxation, get a body massage together. That's right. Like, God, send me a God-fearing man. Send me a man that loves you just as much as me. God, send me a man that I can feel safe with. Send me a man that just gonna love me for me. Like, you got some of these men now, they so concerned about weight, like you gonna stay the same size forever. If you start having kids or you get that happy weight, you gonna gain a little bit of weight. I mean, as soon as you gain weight, you don't love me no more? That's a problem. You should be like, if you see me gaining weight, then you should say, well, baby, let's work out together. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay fit. You should motivate me to try to keep myself together. Because, sometimes women happy weight, you get happy weight. You get thick from being happy. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. You happy. And you gain some weight. Your butt, your hips start to spread. Your boobs start to get bigger. You start to get a little wide. I mean, it is what it is. Exactly. It's more like if I don't gain weight and you don't like me no more, like, no, you was just, and I know men are visual, but still, you got to love the inside of me. And I think that's the difference from me with a lot of different people. I will teach that man how to love me for me. Because I'm going to get to know you for you. It ain't about your outer appearance, because I know your outer going to change. But if I say I love you for you. And I want to know what's in your heart. I want to know that heart. What's there? If God is there, then I know I can trust you. But if God is not in your heart, I know I can't be with you. I know it's not going to last. And I know if you faking and acting like you love God, but you ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Just like they say in the Bible. You talking about me. God said you talking about me, but your heart is far from me. I need your heart to be connected to God. Exactly. And what's funny, Hollywood, sometimes they dick end up breaking. And I'm not being funny. You may have health issues. And then your penis can't work. And we supposed to accept that. Cause see, we are open faucet. We can open and close at any given day. But when your stuff broke, we're being faithful still. Loving on you and everything. You're going to have to do some other things to get me excited. But other than that, I mean, hey, I'm hanging in there with you. Ain't nobody going to know about it. You can walk around like a king with a broke dingling. Ain't nobody going to know but me. But, they don't see that. A lot of the men think their dingling going to work forever. No, it ain't. Because if you wearing it out now, when you get older and it's shut down, you'll be ready to lose your mind because you can't do nothing now. You're going to have to use your mouth for the rest of your life. And your fingers. Let's just be real. If a woman get high blood pressure, God forbid, but if a woman end up having high blood pressure, she can change her diet and be healthy. Her Kit Kat will still be open for business. A man get high blood pressure or diabetes or any type of medication of that nature, his penis is done. He will have to take Viagra, and you have to be careful with that Viagra because it can bust your heart. So we just being 100. If I got to be faithful to you, just in case something happened with your penis. Hello. I mean, come on. Well, you have matured and you stretch out a little wide. Okay, I had your child for 9 months, babe. Holding your baby. Okay? If you ain't want no kids, then you should have put a condom on there. Or get your balls snipped. It's like, is this a double standard across the board when it comes to women? But us women got to think about it. We are of value. God see us as value. We was the last to be created. We are special to God. Hands down. We are special to God. Men supposed to be the leaders. They supposed to be what they supposed to be, but a lot of them are not. But us women, look here, we got to take responsibility and be like, look here now. We're going to have to pray for our little boys. We're going to have to pray and intercede for them. Get them around some men that can be positive figures in their life, because we can't teach them how to be a man. We can teach you about love. We can teach you how to cook, how to clean your house, how to wash dishes. But we can't teach you how to be a man. Being responsible, taking care of business, handling your business. We can't teach them that. We can teach you how to, balance a checkbook. We can teach you how to love God, and we can teach you all that. But a man's skill set is something different. We can't teach them. I don't care if you want to act like a man all you want to. We can't teach them what men can teach a man. We can't. That's why it's important to have a two household. That's why it's important. A man is needed, and a woman is definitely needed. Point blank period. I don't care what nobody say. A 2-parent home is needed. It got to put a stop to this single parent home. It shouldn't have to be like this. Yeah. And not saying it can't be done by a single parent, but still, and we still, it's still needed. It's still needed. Because that's why a lot of women, and I'm just going to be real, that don't know how to accept a real man when they get them. How he treats you, how you don't know how to look for. So you settle for having a thug that ain't got nothing. That's right. That's right. That's good, Debbie. That's good. And see, you needed help. You see what I'm saying? You're doing it by yourself. You needed help. Yeah, you need that. Because a daughter needs to know their father and they need a positive role model. Because if a daughter is without a father, right? And I'm not saying this is not all of them, but think about it, the mother brings somebody abusive around and she sees the father, that stepfather or that man that's playing like the dad in the home beating up on the mom. So now in her mind, psychologically, it's like acceptable to have a man put hands on you. Think about that. Or a lot of young women and even men have been sexually assaulted by the mother's boyfriend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's a cycle. And that's why we do have to break generational curses, because it can happen. You're messing with somebody that you're looking for, you're looking for a father. You know, you may not think in your mind you are, but you really are. You're searching for that fatherly love, and you get it twisted with that worldly love, and that ain't the love you need. Because see, it'll make you feel like it is, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? And even with the young men, they searching for that motherly love. I have watched a show, because sometimes I do watch certain shows, so when people ask me questions, I know I had to watch it so I can see it for myself. And it was a show, I think it was, think of the name, Angel, think of the name. What's the name? Hold on, y'all, I'm trying to think of the name. The comedian, what is her name? Matter of fact, she's a comedian, I think, on TikTok, or I know she's on social media. She used to go with Country Wayne. I can't think of her name to save my life right now. But anyway, she was a black comedian. And she used to go with a guy named Country Wayne. And they broke up because he was basically cheating on her or something was going on. I can't think of her name. But Jess, thank you so much, Rita. Thank you. Jess. It was a show that she played on with her boyfriend. And her boyfriend was the guy that grew up in a home where his mother didn't show him no love. She had to be a man. Because you got to think about it. When we on the hustle and on the bus